The weight of sorrow can feel suffocating, but it does not have to define you. You are allowed to grieve, to cry, to feel the full depth of your emotions. Let yourself be vulnerable, for it is in vulnerability that true strength is found. The love you've given and received will always be a source of light, even in darkness. Pain, while heavy, is a reminder of how deeply you've dared to live. Each tear you shed is a step closer to finding peace within yourself. The nights may be long, but the morning always comes, bringing new possibilities. Hold on to the belief that life still holds wonders for you to discover. Let your sorrow inspire you to cherish every moment of joy that comes your way. You are not alone. Others have walked this path and found their way back to the light. Even when it feels like the world has forgotten you, you are never truly alone. The universe has a way of surprising us with hope when we least expect it. Your heart is resilient, capable of mending even after the deepest wounds. The memories that hurt today will bring comfort in the days to come. You are allowed to grieve, but do not forget to dream of a brighter future. Trust in the strength you have yet to discover within yourself. Each day you wake up is a victory, a testament to your determination to keep going. Love, even when it changes, never truly disappears. It remains a part of you. Let your sorrow inspire you to cherish the beauty in small moments. The sun will rise again, no matter how long the night may feel. Grief is heavy, but you don't have to carry it alone. Let others share your burden. The pain you feel is not a sign of weakness. It's proof of how deeply you've loved. Even in the hardest moments, there is a part of you that longs for healing. Hold on to that part and trust that it will guide you through the storm. Life doesn't promise to be easy, but it does offer us moments of beauty worth fighting for. Let yourself believe that even after all you've lost, there is still so much to gain. Your heart, though bruised, is still beating and longing for connection. Trust that in time, the wounds you carry will turn into wisdom. The love you've given has not been lost. It lives on in the impact you've made. Each step you take, no matter how small, is a step closer to finding peace. The road ahead may feel uncertain, but uncertainty holds the possibility of hope. Pain may try to silence you, but your voice deserves to be heard. You are not defined by the moments that broke you, but by how you rebuild yourself. The memories that bring tears now will one day bring a smile to your face. It's okay to take life one moment at a time. Sometimes that's all you can do. Every scar you bear is a reminder of the strength you've shown in survival. Trust that even in the darkness, there is a light waiting to be found. The love you've experienced is proof that life, even in its pain, is worth living. You are not alone in your grief. Others have walked this path and found their way. Let your pain be a reminder of the depth of your courage and capacity for love. Life may never be the same, but it can still be beautiful in a new way. Your heart, though battered, still holds the power to love and be loved. Healing doesn't mean forgetting. It means learning to carry your memories with grace. Trust that the tears you cry now are watering the seeds of a brighter future. Even in the midst of sorrow, you are allowed to hope for joy. You are not broken, you are human, and humans are incredibly resilient. The road ahead will have its challenges, but you've already proven you can endure. Let your story inspire others, showing them that pain and hope can coexist. Your strength lies not in avoiding pain, but in rising despite it. Trust that every ending is the beginning of something new, even if you can't see it yet. You don't have to rush your healing. Take the time you need to find your way. Even in your silence, your story is being written with every breath you take. The love you've known is a gift, and its memory will always be a source of strength. Grief may feel like a permanent shadow, but even shadows shift with the light. You are allowed to dream of a future where the pain no longer consumes you. Every sunrise is a reminder that life is still unfolding with endless possibilities. You are not alone in your sorrow. There are others who understand your pain. Trust that the love you carry will guide you toward new beginnings. Let yourself be vulnerable, for it is in vulnerability that true connection is found. Even in your darkest moments, there is a spark of light within you, waiting to grow. The love you've lost will always remain a part of who you are, shaping your journey. Every tear you shed is a release, a way to make space for healing to take root. It's okay to feel weak, to stumble, to wonder if you'll ever feel whole again. Strength isn't about never falling. It's about finding the courage to rise each time you do. Let yourself remember the good moments. They are treasures, not chains. Even the deepest wounds will begin to mend when met with time and compassion. You are a masterpiece in progress, a story still unfolding in beautiful and unexpected ways. Trust that life has more in store for you, even if the path seems unclear now. Your heart, though fragile, is also the strongest thing you possess. Let your love and pain coexist. Together, they are the essence of what it means to truly live. The shadows may linger, but they are not permanent. They will shift and fade with time. Every challenge you faced has given you tools to navigate what lies ahead. Grief is not the absence of love. It's the continuation of it in a different form. Let the lessons of loss teach you to appreciate the present more deeply. Even when it feels like the world has moved on, your pain is valid and real. The love you hold in your heart is still powerful, still capable of creating light. You don't have to rush the process of finding yourself again. It takes time. Let the quiet moments remind you that peace is still possible. Trust that the universe has a way of bringing beauty out of brokenness. You are not alone in this journey. Others are walking beside you, even in silence. Healing is not about forgetting, but about learning to live with what you've endured. You are a testament to resilience, a symbol of strength in the face of adversity. Every scar you carry is proof that you've survived what tried to break you. Let the love you've known remind you that life is still full of meaning. It's okay to feel afraid, but don't let fear keep you from moving forward. Trust in your ability to rebuild, even if the pieces look different than before. Each day you wake up is a chance to take one more step toward the light. The memories that hurt today will one day bring comfort and warmth. You are not defined by your pain, but by the strength you show in overcoming it. Let yourself believe that brighter days are ahead, no matter how distant they seem. The road to healing is not linear, and it's okay to stumble along the way. Let your pain remind you of how deeply you've dared to live and love. Every struggle you've faced has prepared you for the growth yet to come. Hold on to the belief that even in the darkness, there is still light to be found. Trust that the love you've given will come back to you in ways you can't yet imagine. You are a survivor, and your story is far from over. Let your heartache inspire you to create, to build, to seek joy despite the pain. The journey ahead may be long, but every step is worth the effort. You are not alone in your struggles. There is strength in shared humanity. The love within you is a light that will never be extinguished, no matter how hard life tries. Life is not about avoiding pain, but about finding beauty and meaning in spite of it. Trust that the tears you've cried have watered the seeds of something new. Even in the moments when you feel lost, you are still moving forward. Let your story be one of resilience, of rising again and again despite the odds. The love you've known is proof that life, even when painful, is worth living. Every scar you carry is a badge of honor, a symbol of your perseverance. Let yourself hope for a future where the pain is a distant memory. Trust that the universe is not done with you yet. There is more to come. You are not defined by what you've lost, but by how you choose to move forward. The ending of one chapter is the beginning of another, and your story is far from finished. Pain has a way of sinking into the deepest parts of your soul, uninvited but unavoidable. It sits with you in the silence, wrapping itself around your thoughts like an unshakable shadow. You look for answers, but the questions themselves are endless and cruel. The world keeps moving as if nothing happened, but inside you're frozen in time. Memories of better days become bittersweet, sharp enough to make your chest ache. Tears fall when no one is watching because the weight is too much to bear in the open. Every smile feels like a mask, a lie you wear to convince others you're okay. The nights stretch longer, and the mornings bring no relief, only more heaviness. You wonder if the pain will ever leave, or if it's now a permanent part of you. The echoes of what you've lost haunt you, reminding you of what can never return. Yet, somewhere in the depths of your despair, there's a voice, a faint whisper. It tells you that you're still here, still breathing, still capable of moving forward. It's hard to believe it when every part of you feels broken beyond repair. The love you gave, the trust you offered, feels like it was thrown away. Your reflection in the mirror looks unfamiliar, a stranger wearing your face. You carry wounds that no one can see, scars that bleed silently. The betrayal, the heartbreak, the emptiness, it all feels insurmountable. But that voice inside persists, urging you to stand even if it's shaky. You take one step, then another, unsure of where you're going, but unwilling to stop. The weight is still there, but you begin to carry it differently, with purpose. You remember that love, even when it hurts, is still one of the most powerful forces. It has the ability to break you, yes, but also to heal you in ways nothing else can. The people who left, the moments that shattered you, taught you something invaluable. They showed you the depth of your emotions, the strength of your heart. You start to realize that even in the darkness, there is a strange kind of beauty. The tears that fall cleanse you, making space for something new, something stronger. You don't forget the pain, but you learn to live with it, to let it shape you, not destroy you. Each day, you grow a little more resilient, even if it doesn't feel like progress. The shadows that once terrified you now seem like companions, reminding you of how far you've come. The cracks in your heart let in light, even if it's faint and fleeting. Life has a way of testing you, of throwing you into the fire to see if you'll burn. But fire doesn't only destroy, it also purifies, leaving behind only what is essential. You are not the same person you were before the pain, and that's okay. You are stronger now, more aware of what matters, of who you are. The journey is far from over, and the road ahead is still uncertain. But you've learned that you don't need all the answers to keep moving forward. The memories that once haunted you now feel like chapters in a story that isn't finished. You let go of the guilt, the anger, the self-blame that weighed you down. The tears no longer feel like a sign of weakness, but a release, a letting go. Slowly, you start to believe that you deserve peace, even after everything. The world hasn't changed, but your perspective has. You see beauty in places you once overlooked, in the smallest of things. The love you've known, even if it ended in pain, has shaped you in ways you're only beginning to understand. The emptiness you once felt starts to fill, not with things, but with hope. You don't need to forget the past to move on. You only need to carry it differently. The strength you've gained isn't loud or boastful. It's quiet, steady, unshakable. You look in the mirror and see someone who has endured, someone who is still standing. The whispers of doubt remain, but they are drowned out by the voice of resilience. You are not defined by what broke you, but by how you put yourself back together. The tears may still come, but they no longer feel like defeat. They feel like release. Pain doesn't disappear, but it transforms, becoming a part of the tapestry of who you are. You carry it with grace, a reminder of the battles you've fought and the victories you've won. Love returns, not always in the ways you expect, but in the ways you need. The road ahead is still long, but you walk it with purpose, with strength. The shadows follow, but they no longer terrify you. They empower you. And as you take each step, you realize that you are not alone in your journey. The world, though cruel at times, holds beauty waiting to be discovered. You are still here, still breathing, still capable of creating something extraordinary. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of a new chapter. And in this chapter, you rise. Even as the weight of the past presses heavily, you find moments where the pain eases. These moments are fleeting, but enough to remind you that life is still moving forward. You are reminded that even the most beautiful things in life can carry scars. The brokenness you feel is not a flaw. It is evidence of how deeply you've lived and loved. The nights may still feel endless, but somewhere in the distance, a dawn awaits. The smallest spark of hope begins to grow, even if you can't see it yet. You find yourself clinging to this spark, letting it guide you through the darkness. Every step you take feels uncertain, but it's a step nonetheless. The road is uneven, littered with the remnants of what once was, but you walk it anyway. Each breath feels like an act of defiance against the pain that tries to hold you back. You begin to notice that the world isn't as unkind as it once seemed. There are moments of beauty, even in the chaos, even in the heartbreak. The sound of rain, the warmth of sunlight, the laughter of a stranger, all reminders that life persists. These small moments don't erase the pain, but they offer a reprieve, a chance to breathe. You start to understand that healing isn't about forgetting, it's about transforming. The wounds you carry are a part of you, but they don't define the whole of who you are. You find strength in the fact that you've survived things you once thought impossible. The love that once felt like it was lost forever begins to feel present in new ways. It's in the memories, in the lessons, and in the way you carry yourself now. The pain has softened you, not into weakness, but into someone who understands the depth of life. You realize that tears are not a sign of defeat. They are a sign that you are alive. Crying becomes less about the sorrow and more about release, about letting go. The ache in your chest doesn't disappear, but it begins to make room for something else. That something is peace, not complete, but enough to start rebuilding. The pieces of your heart that felt shattered begin to find their way back together. They don't fit the same way, but they create something entirely new, entirely yours. The shadows that once loomed over you start to feel like reminders of where you've been. You carry them with you, but they no longer feel heavy. They feel like lessons. The love you've given, even when it wasn't returned, still holds value. It taught you that your heart is capable of incredible things, even in the face of pain. Every day is a battle, but you fight it with a quiet determination that surprises even you. You begin to look at the world with different eyes, seeing not just the pain, but the possibility. The dreams you once buried start to resurface, fragile but alive. You let yourself believe in them again, even if it feels foolish or naive. The courage it takes to dream again is not small, it is monumental. You start to surround yourself with people who see your worth, even when you don't. Their kindness, their belief in you, begins to rekindle your belief in yourself. You realize that you don't have to walk this path alone, that strength can be shared. The connections you build feel more authentic, more real, because of everything you've endured. You are no longer afraid to show your scars, to let others see the whole of you. And as the days pass, you find yourself smiling again, not out of obligation, but joy. The light you once thought was extinguished starts to shine brighter, illuminating your path. The road ahead is still uncertain, but it no longer feels impossible to walk. You carry your pain with you, but it no longer weighs you down. It propels you forward. The love you've known, the losses you've endured, they become part of your strength. You are no longer just surviving. You are living, breathing, creating something beautiful from the ruins. The tears you once cried in sorrow now feel like a reminder of your humanity, your resilience. You find peace in knowing that the story is far from over, that new chapters await. The pain will always be a part of you, but it no longer controls you. It empowers you. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beginning of something new. You've walked through the fire and emerged not unscathed, but stronger, more alive. The shadows that once frightened you now feel like old friends, a part of your story. The love you've carried with you through it all is a testament to your strength. You are proof that even in the darkest moments, there is light to be found. You are not defined by your pain, but by the way you've chosen to rise above it. The tears you've shed, the battles you've fought, they are part of your legacy. You are not alone in this journey. There are others walking their own paths beside you. And as you move forward, you carry with you the hope that tomorrow will be brighter. This is your story, and it is far from over. Pain lingers, even when you think you've conquered it. It doesn't leave suddenly. It fades slowly, reminding you of where you've been. You carry its echoes, but now they feel less like chains and more like whispers. The tears you cried no longer feel like defeats, but reminders of how far you've come. You stand taller, even when the weight of the past tries to pull you down. The love you gave, though it seemed to vanish, has shaped the person you are today. It taught you resilience, the ability to endure, and the courage to hope again. The nights that once felt endless now carry a subtle promise of dawn. The shadows no longer consume you. They accompany you, part of your story. The road is still uncertain, but each step forward feels less like struggle and more like purpose. Every scar you carry tells a story, not of weakness but of strength. They are reminders of battles fought and the resilience that carried you through. You don't hide them anymore. Instead, you wear them as proof of your survival. The world hasn't changed, but your perspective has, and that changes everything. The love that once broke you is now the reason you understand the depth of your emotions. You realize that loss doesn't erase love. It transforms it, makes it eternal in a new way. The moments of despair taught you more about yourself than any victory ever could. They showed you your capacity to endure, to rise, to keep moving forward. The pain hasn't disappeared, but it no longer defines you. It shapes you. Each day feels like a choice, a deliberate decision to face the world with courage. There's still a heaviness, but it's no longer unbearable. It's manageable. You've learned to carry it without letting it consume you. The weight has shifted, not because it's lighter, but because you've grown stronger. The nights still bring memories, but now they feel less like torment and more like reminders. They remind you of where you've been and why you'll never stop moving forward. The love you once gave so freely is still within you, waiting to be shared again. You no longer fear the possibility of loss because you've survived it before. The strength you've found isn't loud or obvious. It's quiet, steady, unyielding. You've learned that healing isn't about erasing the pain, but integrating it into who you are. The shadows that once loomed over you now feel like a part of your identity, not a threat. The journey is far from over, but you're no longer afraid about what lies ahead. The unknown no longer feels like a void. It feels like an opportunity. You've stopped running from your past and started embracing it as part of your story. The tears you once cried in silence now feel like a release, a way to cleanse the soul. You've discovered that vulnerability is not weakness. It's strength in its rawest form. The people who hurt you no longer hold power over you. You've reclaimed your narrative. You've learned to forgive, not for them, but for yourself, to free your heart from bitterness. The love you gave, though it wasn't returned as you hoped, was never wasted. It transformed you, made you more compassionate, more understanding, more alive. Each step forward is a testament to your resilience, a reminder of your strength. It's okay to admit that the journey has been hard. It's okay to feel exhausted, to feel like you have nothing left to give. But let this be a reminder that you are more capable than you feel, stronger than you know. You have faced what seemed impossible before, and you have come through it, time and again. Let that be your anchor, your proof that you can handle whatever comes your way. There is a part of you, deep within, that knows you can rise from this. It's the part of you that has survived every heartbreak, every disappointment, every loss. It's the voice that whispers, "You've got this," even when everything around you is falling apart. Listen to that voice. Trust it. Because it is your true self. The part of you that cannot be broken. that cannot be silenced, that will continue to rise, no matter what. As you move forward, let yourself be gentle with your heart. Life doesn't require us to be perfect, only that we keep showing up. It doesn't matter if your steps are small or slow. What matters is that you keep moving, one day at a time, one moment at a time. Progress is not about speed, but about endurance. It's about continuing to believe in yourself, in your dreams, in your ability to overcome, even when it feels like everything is against you. The love you've given, the kindness you've shown, the moments of joy you've created, they were not in vain. Even if they didn't last, even if they ended in pain, they were real, and they mattered. Love is never wasted, kindness is never lost, joy is never meaningless. Each one of these moments has added something beautiful to the world, something beautiful to you. And remember, it's okay to feel everything deeply, to feel the sadness, the grief, the loneliness, but also allow yourself to feel the glimmers of hope, the sparks of joy, the moments of peace. Life is all of these things, and each feeling has its place. The sadness teaches us compassion, the grief teaches us strength, the joy teaches us gratitude. Let yourself feel it all, because each emotion is part of the journey, part of the growth, part of the healing. There will come a time when the weight of the past becomes lighter, when the pain becomes a memory, when the hurt fades into something softer. Until then, be patient with yourself. Healing takes time. Growth takes time. Becoming the person you are meant to be takes time. But you will get there, step by step, moment by moment. And when you do, you will look back and see just how far you've come. The love and kindness you seek, you deserve it, every bit of it. You are worthy of a life filled with happiness, peace, and love. You are worthy of people who see your heart, who appreciate your spirit, who lift you up when you're down. Don't let anyone or anything make you believe otherwise. The world may not always reflect your worth back to you, but that doesn't mean it isn't there. Your worth is inherent, untouchable, and endless. And as you journey forward, keep this truth close to your heart. You are not defined by your past. You are not the sum of your mistakes, your regrets, your heartbreaks. You are so much more than that. You are the dreams you hold, the courage you carry, the love you give. Let go of what no longer serves you, and open yourself to the possibilities of the future. There is so much more waiting for you, more than you can imagine. One day, you will look back on this chapter of your life and realize that it was not the end, but the beginning. That this was the moment you found your strength, your resilience, your purpose. That this was when you discovered who you truly are. And when that day comes, you will be proud of yourself, of the journey you have taken, of the person you have become. So hold on, but keep going. Trust in yourself, in your heart, in your journey. Believe that there is light ahead, even if you can't see it yet. And know that you are never alone. You are surrounded by love, by hope, by the strength of every person who has ever walked this path before you. Let that strength lift you. Let that love guide you. Let that hope carry you forward. The world needs you, exactly as you are. It needs your heart, your kindness, your courage. It needs your story, your journey, your resilience. So keep going, keep believing, keep hoping. Your journey is far from over, and the best is yet to come. You've made it this far, and that is no small thing. Life's storms have come, but you've endured. There have been days when you felt empty, hollowed out by pain, and yet here you are, still breathing, still standing. There is a quiet power in that resilience, a strength that goes beyond words. It's a testament to the strength that lives within you, a strength that has been tested but never defeated. You may not always see it, but each step forward is a victory. Every moment of courage, every decision to keep going, adds up. They are the building blocks of your future, the foundation of the person you are becoming. And though the journey may be hard, Though it may ask more of you than you feel you can give, remember that you are capable of so much more than you know. Yes, life has its way of breaking us open, of stretching us to our limits. But it is in these moments of struggle that we find our true selves. When everything else is stripped away, when all we have is our own heart and our own spirit, that's when we discover what we're truly made of. And you, my friend, are made of something remarkable. There's a depth to you, a wisdom that only comes from enduring the hardships of life. You've learned things that can't be taught, things that only experience can reveal. You've learned the value of empathy, of kindness, of patience. You know what it means to hold space for others, to be a light in someone else's darkness. And that is a gift that no one can ever take away from you. As you continue on this path, remember that healing is not about erasing the past, but about embracing it. It's about finding a way to hold the pain and the joy together, to let them coexist within you. It's about recognizing that your scars are a part of your story, but they are not the whole story. They are a chapter, a lesson, a reminder of how far you've come.